lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Onyinyechuku. On today's tutorial, I want to teach pattern drafting on knicker, how you can draft a pattern and make a knicker for yourself. I feel like it will be of most importance if you listen and watch me till the end of this video. And I have with me here my measurements. I'm doing this one for myself. I have my waist to be 38, I'm fat, my abdomen to be 43, my flap up 31, my flap down 24, the length to be 22, and my flap center is 10. So I have my curves, I have my scissors, I have my marker, my ruler, and my fabric. Let's go. So I want to do knicker. The length of my knicker is 22. I will add extra 5 inches for the turn up. I want it to have turn up down. So I mark here, and I bring my tape, my ruler, I mark 22 the length, and I mark here the upper side. Then I'll mark my 10 also. This 10 is the flap center, and I mark my 10. Okay, so let me join here. This is the length of the knicker, so I'm joining the length of the knicker. This is the flap up, sorry, this is the flap center. This is the upper side of the knicker. Okay, these are the trimming lines we need for now. So the first thing I do is to measure out my flap up. My flap up is 31 and I divide by 2. Note, by 2. I divided by 2. So I have to measure the flap up along this my flap center. From this up to here is my flap center, but it's along the flap center that I'll measure my flap up. So I measure 31 by 2 will give us 15 and half. So I measure my 15 and half. This is the front. I do it on the dots. Okay, so that's the biggest measurement on the knicker. That's what I'll use and get my 15 and half all through. I'll get my 15 and half all through. Okay, so this is up, flap center, length, and this extra allowance is for the turn up. So the next thing I do is to divide the entire into 2. So 15 and half by 2 will give us 7 3/4. That is here. I'll divide it the entire space by 2, 7 3/4, and here 7 3/4, and down here 7 3/4 also. Okay, I prefer joining them together so that I won't be confused. Okay, this is the center of the entire piece. So now the waist is 38 and like 9 and half. So I'll come here. I want to do the flap center now. I use 3. I mark 3 here. Come down on the flap center line. I'll mark 2. This is how I do my flap center, and I join. Then I'll use my curve, and I'll use my curve to do here. Okay, this is my flap center now. I've got it. Then from here now, I'll now get my 9 and half plus that allowance. I'll now do it 11 and half. I use 2 for that allowance because I'll take it 1 1. So 9 and half plus 2 is 11 and half. I mark. This is for the waist. Then I'm not doing any other thing again here. This is my flap up, which is 31, and I divided by 2 is 15 and half. So I'm not doing any other thing here. Then the flap down is 24, and I divide by 2 is 12. I'll now center my 12 here. This is 6. This is 6. I centered it. I mark here for the 12, and I mark here. This is my 12. Okay, then here now, because I'll fold it, is for the flapper. Because I'll fold it, I usually add 1 inch, extra 1 inch, so that I won't be short of fabrics by the side when I'm doing the turn up. So 13, and I'll center it. Half of 13 is 6.5, and I'll center it. This is my 13. This is my 13. So I'll center it. The next is to join them. I'll join it like this. Join it. Okay, so I'll use this to join here. I'll use this to join here. Okay, then I'll use my pants curve to join here. Sorry, it's shifted. Okay, this is it. I've done here, and I want to join here the flap. I want to join the side, the center. Join. Then here, by this center, I usually reduce it by 1 inch. This is how I do reduce it. Then I join from here using my pants curve. I join it like this. Trying to get a better curve. So in case I want to add pocket to it, this is how I do my pockets. I'll come here and mark my 7, and by here I'll mark my 3. This is how I usually do it, but there are many types of pockets, but I prefer using this for my shorts, and I'll join it. Okay, this is pockets. To place it and get the back pattern, so as I place like this, I'll use my masking tape to hold some parts so that it won't shift. Let me make sure that here is 3 before I now, that's the allowance I'm adding. Okay, so this is 3. I'll now hold it with my masking tape so that it won't shift. I don't want it to shift, so I'm holding with my masking tape. Here is not good. Hold my masking tape. Okay, so finish holding it. The next is I mark out the lines, extend the line, extend it. Extend here, extend here, extend here. So this is the waist, the flap center line on which I got my flap of. This is the length and this is the added allowance. The next I do is I add, remember this front pattern, there is no allowance on it. I used all the measurements on the dots, so I add extra 1 inch by the sides. I add extra 1 inch all through. So I use my ruler to join here. And I use my curves to join here like I did in the front. Use it to join all through. So here I've already added the 3 inches on the flap center line. So coming here, I'll add my 1.5 inch. My 1.5 inch. Down here, I'll also add my 1.5 inch. Use my ruler and join it. And use my pants curve and join here. So let me extend this to here. You can see what I reduced. I now add from here, I'll add my extra 2 inches and I'll use my curve to join. Then I use this from this point to this point. Okay, done. This is the front. So now I can remove my masking tape for you to see my back pattern. This is my back pattern. I'll cut. Mark a line, and on this line I'll get my waist. My waist measurement is 38 by 2 will give me 19, and I'll add extra 2 inches. That's how I do my band. So if I add extra 2 inches, it becomes 21. It becomes 21. So I'll mark 2 inches along here. Two inches all through. And I'll use my curve again so that you have the same shape both the up and the down. This have to use this side to make sure that it is at a very good angle. This side is the folded side, so I'll cut out. This is the folded part, which means the back, the center back of my knicker. So I'll now place all my, it's like this. This is how I'm gonna fix. This is how I'll fix it. All this allowance shows that I'll dance both the front and the back. and this is my necker pattern. So I want to do my pockets now. I want the length to be 12. I want it to be 12. I mark, then I'll use my ruler to straighten it, to straighten my 12. This is my 12, and I'll use my curve. I want here something like 3 from this pocket to here, and I'll use my curve to join it. So this is my pocket now. Had it been I have tracing paper, I'll use it to trace it out, but since I don't have tracing paper, I want to show you, because I'll cut everything and spoil this. I've cut my knicker. This is the fabric. I've cut it on the fabric, and this is the front. I've cut the back also. This is the pattern. I've cut it also. So I'll now use this one, the drum pocket, to do my pockets here. So I folded into 4. I want to get the 2 pockets at the same time. So I folded 2, then I folded 4, and I'll make sure my pocket length is 12. So this is 12. Let me cut out this first. This is the pocket pattern. Place it here, and I'll use it to get my pockets. I have 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 pieces here. So I'll remove 2, then use the remaining 2 and cut out this one. So this is my pockets. Let me demonstrate it so that you see it very well. Okay, from here you put your hand. So I'll now use this. I've cut it out. Sorry, I'll now use it to cut out. Place it like this, because this is the only place I'm cutting out on the fabric. I'll now cut it out.